Hey guys, it's your boy Wings of Redemption, and figured I'd do an update video for you today. Well, yeah, it's been about a week since I've been home now, and eating wise, I'm doing fantastic. I'm pretty much at another weight plateau though. I think a lot of that's because of I'm not exercising as much as I did at Kyle's, and a lot of that comes from just not having equipment and kind of motivation on my part because I went from an area where people were concerned about me working out to I pretty much dictated. And when I dictated, it pretty much went back down to a crawl of just walking. I walk a mile a day, and like the exercise back behind me, I've been procrastinating. I haven't got the batteries for it yet, but we're gonna do all that. Indiegogo money. A lot of people are concerned with the Indiegogo money. If you watch Painkiller already, we talked about it. I haven't received it yet, but it's coming. We're in the works of getting it to me, and when that happens, I can start with my physical trainer, and that's going to pretty much dictate. I'm going to be working out 3 times a week with a physical trainer, as well as everything here, and I'm pretty sure that's going to punch right through the weight plateau. And then I'll be able to get some of the stuff I enjoy doing. Like I miss doing the elliptical. Like the elliptical made me feel good. It made me feel strong. I can't wait to get one of my own. I priced them just yesterday at Walmart. I think I can get a good elliptical for like $500 at Walmart right now. So kind of excited for that. Um, that's just what that is. We're not really stealing anybody's money from the Indiegogo. It's a donation. You can't steal donations because somebody gives you money willingly. Donation prizes, though, we are going to do those. I have took the picture for the poster. I've taken the picture for the before and after. I've also we've also pretty much got started on different things such as workout requirements and stuff. The only one that we had to do at the boot camp was the big one, which nobody purchased, so we didn't have to do it at all. We've got the poster in the process being made. We got the other photos in the process being made, and that's just what it's going to be, dude. The videos I will do periodically. We have to like January to get them all out. I had to get with Kyle and Kitty and kind of like touch base with the photos, but that's that. Other than that, I'm really happy with the way I feel. I really like my stamina increase. I really feel great. It's kind of drab being back at the house with nothing to do because like I always feel like I'm pinned up inside and I want to go out and run and something like that. Like I've been out of the house a lot recently. Like yesterday, I mean I just been wanting to roam much more than sit down, and it's kind of affected my Call of Duty play too. Like I just can't get into it as much as I used to because when I used to do Call of Duty, it was because it was the one thing I did that didn't hurt, and I could just get there and be interested in it. But I figured I'd just go and drop this video, and for people wondering, like, where's the weight loss stuff? Where's the stuff? There's one more boot camp video, and that's me climbing Mount Currahee. We didn't really get to do the obstacle course. It was an idea that we started putting together. We spent about $200 attempting to put the obstacle course together. But in the end, it didn't come to fruition. I mean, lots of things came into play. Kyle had his own work to do. We had to work with Jeremy because Jeremy came to us after work. One of the guys that was supposed to help build it, he got backed up. It just didn't fall. All the cars didn't fall into place, so we didn't get around to doing that. Other than that, I really appreciate Kyle and all his efforts to help me make a life change. And I try not to be emotional all the time, but what he did for me was something that a lot of people wouldn't do for other people. And I thank him from the bottom of my heart. But that's where we stand at right now. So right now I'm trying to lose the weight. I'm maintaining the weight. I'm currently right now I'm 407.4. That's what I weighed this morning. I left the boot camp at 404.8, I think. And there's a couple pounds difference there, but I'm not real worried about it because one, Thanksgiving happened, and two, I didn't really eat 2 pounds Thanksgiving, but I increased sodium during Thanksgiving, eating like a lot of canned foods and vegetables, And I'm pretty sure the extra 2 pounds is like water weight because I haven't really changed my eating arrangement. I feel like I'm not drinking enough water though. But eating wise, I feel like I'm doing really good. I haven't had any fast food. I'm pretty much purchasing my own food. I'm experimenting with different stuff and I'm learning to read labels. So hopefully that works out. And once we get the workout going back full steam, we're going to be pushing for 350 by April. That's my goal, 350 by April. If we reach that goal before April, we'll set another goal. But I like to take baby steps. I mean, even then, that's a large step for me. I'd rather do it 10 pounds at a time. But overall, that's the goal. As of right now, I want to concentrate on getting under 400. Thank you guys for your continued support. And hopefully, you get to see a really nice, well-built wings this time next year. Hey guys, it's your boy Wings of Redemption. And this is going to be kind of a long gameplay, so gotta bear with me with this. Most of the time when you watch a Call of Duty video, people pretty much are putting the highlights up. And those of you who don't really follow me more extensively or maybe watch my videos casually, I kind of pride myself in winning. I pride myself in doing well, and I pride myself being a strategic player. And with that being in mind, this game is a loss. I'm going to go ahead and ruin it for you. This is the game that broke my current win streak, which so far on Ghost has been my biggest of 249 games. I don't dashboard. I don't pull. I mainly play TDM. I play TDM. I play Blitz, and from time to time I play Domination. I've gotten, if you count Xbox One, I've gotten somewhere along the lines of maybe 9 to 10 legitimate losses on Ghost, and I've took 4 of those on the PlayStation 4, but I have 11 losses in total, because sometimes games will give you a loss randomly. With that being said, let's talk about why did I lose this game. The first and foremost, the first thing that pops in my mind, and it doesn't really click with me until about the 3 or 4 minute mark, is that the team we're facing want to win a whole lot more than we do. And with that being said, I start making some mistakes. The first mistake that I make during this game is I start playing on tilt. What is tilt? Tilt is when you start playing in a mindset that isn't the normal rational way of thinking. Some people play on tilt by accident, meaning they are excited, they're letting their adrenaline pump them up, and they're making bad decisions because of it. I've always been a firm believer that you should play in an escalated, like almost rhythmic, kind of excited mood, but at the same time completely calm. You should never find yourself having adrenaline rushes, because it makes you pretty much unaware of the situation. So this is actually something Woody taught me, and it's something I molded into my game in Modern Warfare 2, because I had the raw talent to become a very strong player. Just certain things such as internet connection and just lack of guidance in certain areas was what was holding me back. And I feel like I'm a more complete player now than I was in Modern Warfare 2. But back on tilt. I was playing on tilt through probably 60% of this game. As soon as I started to realize, yo, these guys are everywhere. They're using support. Our kill streak loadouts are very generous. If you see my kill streak loadout to the right, there's a Trinity missile, a Scout Helo, and a Loki. Going into this, why was I so confident? Well, there was a team of 4. And, you know, full teams, I'm not the kind of guy that shies away from them. Full teams are the kind of games I like to play. They're actually the games I look forward to playing. It's mainly why I played so much League play in Black Ops 2. You know, League play was a bunch of fun. I'm hoping Clan Wars gets to be more popular than it is. Right now it's not really popular at all. But, you know, hopefully that'll change once more people actually get the system and maybe a couple of the map packs come out. But I digress again. All the guys' stats were mighty low. Every person on their team was between a .9 and like a 1.1. And I wasn't running the strongest team out there. And you notice right there, I switched back to tactical flipped because I was trying to learn how to. What more? We're at 4 minutes. I was trying to learn to adjust to the back triggers on the PlayStation 4 controller. A lot of that becomes because it seems like games like Battlefield 4 is the norm to have the triggers on the back and you can't change them. So I was trying to get used to it in that area. So, but I'm like, all right, I got time to button down. We're losing, and I need to be on my best. So at this point on, I'm actually trying my best. But at this point, I'm already playing on full tilt. I'm pretty much barking orders, trying to get the guys coordinated, trying to tell them basically like take 2 flags and stay on them. Don't push for the 3rd one, because at this point in the game, I know if we can control 2 flags and break them, because the way they're beating us, the way they're winning gunfights is actually very smart. They're winning their gunfights by being everywhere. They're not winning the gunfights with actual gun skill. I wouldn't consider any of these guys able to stand toe-to-toe with the team that I've assembled here, gun skill-wise. At the end of the game, it will say differently. But I promise you, if we played more than one match, I feel like we could have beaten these guys 8 out of 10 times. This happened to be one of the 2. I can say that in all honesty. Couple things with the preparation, underestimating them, and not taking them seriously right out the gate. One of the rules I set for myself back in Modern Warfare 3 is you play every team like you're playing in the MLG finals. And that means you play with call-outs, you play with your serious setups, you don't really skimp on it. But as you play for a while, all that stuff kind of lapses, and you start to push towards the funner stuff, like the Loki satellite. Not saying the Loki satellite is that fun, but after you get scout helos every game for like 50 games in a row, you're like, I'm tired of seeing the scout helo. I want to see the damn Loki some. And that pretty much runs there instead of it. So nobody's running support while their entire team is running support. They're dropping oracles on us. They're dropping ground jammers on us, which come a little bit later. They're saving air support superiority for when we get kill streaks and things like that. But let's go and talk about what I'm trying to do in the game right here. You'll notice me do this tactic for a while. We captured the CB setup here, the cages in the CDOM area, and I keep trying to cut off that center hallway. Because one of the main things I was yelling out to these guys during the gameplay itself was that the other team is taking advantage of the upper ground. For those of you who don't know, having a higher ground is always more advantageous than having lower ground. And my team was pretty much centered around the flags, which was kind of what I asked them to do. I asked them to sit on the flags. I think that's the entire words I said. So pretty much at this point in the game, I'm trying to like, dudes, sit on the flags inside the building. We got to get them out the building. And I'm mainly referring to Austin here, which is that little gas station type thing that goes through to the cages in the FEMA tent that I'm standing to my right here. And I felt like if we could have cleared that at this point and got control of the Austin building, and we had a couple good engagements over on the CDOM, because the way this team plays is as soon as we took over Austin, they would have been pushing for C, and then they would have tried to rotate my team to A and then clear us out of Austin. They were playing very strategically. The only problem is I don't think it was intentional. I honestly don't. I feel like the team is running around very raggedly, and I don't feel like they have any methods to their madness. I feel like they were just reacting. They had more information perks, and they were just ready to play a lot harder than we were. And I'm making excuses up here for my team, because I literally do think that we would win 8 out of the 10 times versus these guys. I wouldn't hesitate in a heartbeat to take the same match again on the same map, and and the outcome would be they leave within 60 ticks. But at this point, I'm like, dude, the game's close. I feel like we have a chance to come back. And you notice I'm not going for a flag here. Like, I'm trying to cut off this center building, because I've noticed the entire time that they keep funneling through the B through the center building. So I'm trying to run some sort of cutoff. This is what I mainly excel at, running cutoffs. Wire cutoffs important in domination. Everybody can run to the flag. And, you know, a lot of people seem to think that playing the objective is strictly getting on the flag itself. Getting on the flag is not important. Well, it is important, but don't let me make it like it's, you have to get on the flag to capture it. But capturing a flag should be a last resort. What do I mean about that? When I say capturing a flag should be a last resort, if you own an area, say for example the cages on trimmer, if I own the cages on trimmer, capturing the flag comes secondary. I can capture the flag at my leisure when I have 3 or 4 guys around it and we own the area. The gunfights are ours, the gun setups are ours, we're controlling the engagement, and you pretty much, there's nothing the enemy team can do to stop us from capturing that flag. And that is my mentality about capturing flags. When you're at the point where you're throwing your body on a flag, you're trying to survive an encounter. You're not owning an encounter. And throwing your body at flags causes things such as SATCOMs and oracles and recon juggernauts and things like that that can quickly turn the tides and put you in a position that like we're in now, where now I'm at the point where I pulled out my best gun, the AK-12. I'm rushing hard. I'm pushing through. I'm trying to clear Austin myself because I have the assault rifle. Get knifed, frustrated, instantly want to run right back to it. Playing full tilt at this point, and the game's pretty much hopelessly over because I know if I don't make a move, if we don't get a flag cap within the next 20 seconds or so, the game is out of reach. You know, that's just the bricks and domination. And lo and behold, we know the outcome. That we didn't get what we needed to get because boom, they take C. I slide on the A. There's a fucking IMS. I didn't check A. Just a bevy of things went wrong, and we ended up getting a loss because of it. And like, I'm not afraid of a loss. You know, losses happen. But I'm the kind of guy that dwells on a loss. And I sat there and thought about this loss for probably about 2 hours. I mean, we went on another, I don't know, I think I'm on a 7 or 8 game win streak now since this game happened. Because the other team didn't want a rematch. They left it right away. And I sat there and dwelled on it. What could we have done differently? And I feel like what we could have done differently is, took the team more seriously right out the gate. Try to have people that aren't all trying to do what I like to call the Deion Sanders prime time crap, where you're pretty much pushing forward and try not to play on tilt. We only lost by like 33 points, but to me, that's an eternity. I think this is the biggest loss I've took in Call of Duty Ghost, points-wise. Every other loss I've taken has been on Stormfront, and it's been by less than 5 to 10 points. And I was kind of disappointed with this. Overall, just wasn't happy with the outcome of this game. And, there's me reminiscing that my streak has died. And it is what it is. Hopefully you guys can take from this and learn from something. Don't play on tilt. Control the B flag. If you're throwing your body at the flag, you're not earning it. Just a bevy of things that went wrong. Hopefully I covered most of them. Guys, see this mustache right here? It's brought to you by Anchorman 2. The legend continues in the Fandango Super Ticket Experience. Well, what the hell is a Super Ticket? Well, the Super Ticket gets you an invitation to see the movies 2 days early. It gets you an early copy of Wake Up Ron Burgundy, The Lost Movie, a digital download of Anchorman 2, and $5 of AMC concession cash. Click the link below and see what Ron introduced the Super Ticket himself, and make sure you leave your favorite Anchorman quote in the comments to win 2 free tickets from Fandango. Check out the link and enjoy the video. Hey guys, it's Bill Wings of Redemption, and we haven't really done a whole lot of vlogs lately. And weight loss, I'm currently at 406.8 pounds. I'm right here at the borderline of going back into the 300s.
And I wanted to kind of get an idea of how much weight I've took off myself. So to give you an idea of how much weight I took off myself, which was about 45 pounds, I brought a 35-pound dumbbell with me, and we're going to drop it on everyday items and show you how much destructive power I've taken off my body. This should be fun, so let's get going. I'm going to be doing this with my off arm, so I might look like a little girl. Let's go ahead and drop this. We're going to do glasses. Oh yeah. Got that one good. I'm always watching this break and shatter. Until we're ready. Hey! Well, we discovered that 35 pounds is a very detrimental amount of weight to have on your body. I've got about 140 pounds more to go before I'm at my goal weight. And if 35 pounds can do that, just imagine what 140 pounds can do to your spine, your back, and your joints after carrying it around for years. Been your boy, Wings of Redemption. I'm glad you enjoyed the video. Hey fellas, what's up? It's your boy Wings of Redemption, and I want to go ahead and talk about the map Flooded. Flooded is one of those maps that when you first see it, you think, oh my god, this is another chasm. But after you play the map a little while, you realize it's not really that bad. Hell, Chasm's not really that bad. It's just one of those maps that have a larger learning curve than other maps on the series of Ghost. I noticed a lot of you are not really digging Ghost, and a lot of it's because of the spawns. This is what the series kind of hinges on, teaching you guys spawns and ways to navigate the map. So let's go ahead and get into Flooded, and I'm going to show you one way I like to play Flooded, and show you the gameplay. Let's get into it. Oh, kill confirmed. My. Don't we all love kill confirmed? Well, I'm going to start out with the AK-47, red dot with the full metal jackets, or I think they call them thermite bullets or penetration bullets on here. Whatever, it's the deep impact perk pretty much. And I like using this perk mainly because you don't have to be as accurate, and it kind of takes head glitches and windows away from people. And maps like Warhawk and maps like Flooded, you're going to find somebody in a windowsill or two. So I suggest using full metal jackets. The best gun you could actually do this with would most likely be a honey badger. Honey badger, you get the benefits of the silencer and the full metal jacket and a red dot if you would like to. If you're like me, I like using a red dot on almost everything that I have, a red dot or some kind of optical sight. Alright, let's go ahead and show you the map layout before we get too far into the kills. Around the horn, Flooded. You start out in dish, generally if you're the Ghost. If you're a Federation, you start out in wavy. ADOM or bar, and outside the bar is the terraced. You have the kitchen, vending, grates, parking lot top and bottom, ramp, CDOM, green car. You have back alley, which isn't on this, and you have bridge, bus. You have wet offices, and you have dry offices. You have the entrance toilets, and you have carpet, which is the area above BDOM. This is pretty much the layout. Like I said, this is a standard square map. It's almost block-esque. I like to think of Flooded as Block from Call of Duty 4 scrunched together, where you're supposed to be doing building-to-building fighting, and it kind of reminds me of level 6 of the single-player campaign. I'm going to go and teach you what I like to do And I'm going to show you 2 areas I like to do it in, even though one of them is going to be with the Juggernaut. Alright, sometimes I come back here to the terrace. The terrace and bars where I usually run, because most of the time I end up spawning on the ghost side. I don't have very much experience starting on the Federation side, so bear with me with that. But for the most part, you can catch somebody coming in bottom garage every time from the terrace. I didn't happen this time, but with my headset, my Astro headset, I was able to decipher that they were flanking around through vending. And what happened here is I end up get trapped. And when I'm trapped, I'm sitting there trying to fight my way back out of it. Luckily, none of these guys had very good gun skill, and I was able to hold my ground until my team actually starts to come and save me. And this pretty much, ejects me right into my kill streaks. I'm not sure if I actually get my kill streaks, all of them on this life, but I get pretty close. And I pick up a good majority of kills. If you're wondering why I'm running a full party of RSK, basically Clan Wars started over either today or yesterday, I forget which. And we're basically been doing Clan War things all day. And it's good fun. I really enjoy the Clan Wars. I feel like it creates a creative environment much more than the Modern Warfare 3 system did with the Call of Duty Elite. But I'm enjoying it so far. It's just a grind, and it's time consuming. But it is what it is. Eventually I leave here, so let's go ahead and skip ahead. One of my favorite kill streaks on the game. I should probably go and use this time to tell you how to get your kill streaks built up. Obviously, you can do what I did in the video, but most likely that's not going to work. Areas I like to pretty much frequent is carpet, which is above the B-dom. And carpet, and I like to shoot across to the windows. Even, this might sound silly, this might sound like, oh, I know you like to do this, Wings, but dish, the area you spawn in, if you stay there, you'll get 3 or 4 quick kills if you have better gun skill than the other person. And it's very easy to do it up. Another way to get your kills is the way I'm using this Juggernaut here. Remember that you can lay down prone and hide from people in the wet offices. Not many people use this to their advantage. I don't think I use it to my advantage in this game, but I have before. If you hear 2 or 3 people coming, and you know you can't beat 2 or 3 people straight up, dive under the water. Let them go by you, shoot them in the back. I'm kind of using the offices right here as a help of sound whoring. Since the Maniac Juggernaut doesn't have any ability to have dead silence, it has sit rep naturally, I'm trying not to move very much in it. And the fact that the visibility is very low in this office right here is very good, because most of the time people are going to come through the hole in the floor from top office to wet office, or they're going to come down the stairs. Both are very, very, telltale signs of which way they're coming. They're both very prominent with the way they sound. They both sound very differently. And obviously the water itself, if they actually come from Wavy. And this is a spawn heaven. Wavy is a very, very, very strong spawn, and they will constantly be flooding through here. If they're not flooding through here from Wavy, they're going to be coming in from the garage and jumping into the window across the way. Very good way to use the Maniac Juggernaut. Most people want to use it to run around and flank people. I find that I get more kills being a sneaky ninja because it has the ability or the benefit of not appearing on the radar as the Assault Juggernaut. Another downside of this one versus the Assault Juggernaut is the Assault Juggernaut weapon is considered a kill streak. So if you catch somebody off the spawn, they can do significant damage to you before you can even kill them. And that sucks to me. I feel like the spawn, the safety spawn that Infinity Ward puts in games is a drag. It is. I don't like it at all. But you can do this with weapons too. Flooded is a map where I suggest more of a hybrid weapon than anything else, like the MTAR or maybe like an assault rifle with Stalker. You want the hybrid weapons because you have close range engagements and long range engagements. Stuff like the ARX-10, which is probably my personal favorite assault rifle. I use it all the time. It works really well in this kind of situation, mainly because it's like an SMG and an assault rifle. Because every now and then you want to peek out of a window and try to pick up somebody from across the building. But most of the time you're going to be fighting close, corner to corner, engagement to engagement gunfights that are going to be very close range. And I feel like the Juggernaut Maniac is the best kill streak for this map, or any small quarters map, such as like Strikeout or Sovereign or anything like that, where you can basically abuse corners to the fullest. Another map that the Maniac Juggernaut works on surprisingly well, even though it has humongous lines of sight, will be Warhawk. mainly because everybody likes to sit in the top bakery. And the Juggernaut's very good for busting in top bakery and things like that. And if you're like me, I like to have fun with a throwing knife. You probably see me try to throw it at a couple people just to get kills. I'm not very good with it, but you know what? I got 1,000 health. Fuck them. But that's pretty much flooded. I mean, other than having a headset, there's really not much you can say about it. Use the head glitch on carpet, which I didn't really show in this game, but there's a dip in the wall and the top carpet, and people coming out of wet office will funnel right into where the B-Dom area is on the map, and you'll decimate them there. Flood is a very easy map to do well on. Domination, there's a cool line of sight in Domination, which I don't get to show here either, because I'm playing Kill Confirmed, where you can look at Dish and look all the way into B-Dom. So you can actually get your kill streaks and protect B and A-Dom from Dish if you really want to. If you have like a marksman rifle or a sniper rifle or some sort of assault rifle, you can do very well with that. But other than that, fun map. This is what I like to do on it. I like to get the Maniac, Juggernaut Maniac, and run with it. The Juggernaut to me seem to be the best kill streaks that you can use for consistent kills. A lot of the helicopters and other things such as the Griffin kills itself way too quick. The helicopters, I use the Battle Hind mainly as like a segue, but it's only good for like 3 to 5 kills on its best days. And you know, it's just more like it just perk kills. You know, like if I go through my kill streaks twice, I might get 6 extra kills. Whereas like the Juggernaut Maniac, I mean, I've gotten upwards of 25 kills in a Juggernaut Maniac. It all depends on how much of a bitch you want to play as. And in this game, I was playing like a pretty big bitch. And Juggernaut Maniac works best in Kill Confirm because you get a tag every time you kill somebody. But that's my synopsis of the map. I mean, I hope you found something interesting in this video. I need to kind of flesh them out a little bit more. Maybe even show some alternate lines of sight. But lately, these have been done on kind of like, on the whim kind of way, mainly because there's a couple things I wanted to show. Like today I did Clan Wars, tomorrow I got PK and some other stuff. But I have been working on the weight loss stuff too. I've actually got a new elliptical, which I'm probably going to try to show off tomorrow in a video. And I've got a new punching bag, which it's not new, but both of them were given to me for free. And I don't know, I might show the journey of mounting the punching bag, since I got to do that myself, and pretty much got to figure a way to make it stable. But I've been trying to get as much as I can done with the workout stuff. Oh hell! I got a pack of batteries for that thing back there because that thing's been dead for a while. So I went and got some batteries today. So I'm about to put these in and go do me a workout on that. Try to get 15 minutes done. And I don't know if you guys follow my Facebook post. I showed my new eating regimen off because my old one was full of sodium, and I guess it's kind of like fate that it's kind of like fate that the microwave blew up today. So now I can't even warm up those sodium-filled soups. So now I have to make stuff on the stove. Yep. Maybe it's something telling me something. Who knows? Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you could, please leave a like rating. It helps tremendously. If you haven't checked out my latest video, how much damage can 40 pounds do? Check that out now, dude. I'll leave an annotation on the, last minute or so of this video. If you haven't checked it out, it's a really cool video. A lot of people dug it. It's been your boy Wings of Redemption. I'm 85,000. Peace, pimps.
Hey guys, it's your boy Wings of Redemption, and I'm back and I'm bring you. Let's talk about the Whiteout series. Whiteout is one of my favorite maps on the game, but some people have been requesting it, saying they have trouble dealing with it and have trouble doing things. So I'm gonna give you a couple perspectives and a couple game modes this time to kind of show you what I mean and the couple areas I like to sit around in based off spawns, and to go ahead and explain the spawns. Without further ado, let's go and get into the video. Alright guys, welcome back. We're going to be doing Whiteout. It's one of my personal favorite maps in the entire game, and I'm going to show you how to do well as a whole. As of everything, let's go ahead and look at the minimap. Alright, as always, the map is by unofficialcallofduty.com, and here we go. Let's around the horn. We start at the A-Dom. The A-Dom has 3 buildings around it. Well, 4 if you really want to count it. They have the workshop, the fishery, the harbor, and the icebox. Why are these buildings important? Well, these buildings are important to learn because a lot of enemies like to take up time here. Another one I would like to go ahead and add is Back Harbor, which is right behind ADOM, and or you can call that Jeep. There's the dock, the totem, the crane, boat, chopper, ice caves. That goes up the left side of the map. These are more important toward the Blitz type game modes, and we'll get to that in a minute. You have the lamp cave or BDOM. You have the cabin, the lake, the cabin path, the lumber, wheel, and gorge. What we're going to do on our domination spree is we're going to stay closer towards the lumber, wheel, and gorge. And we're going to go ahead and talk about that. There's also another one I like to do, like I like to call Camper Hill, which is right there above the lake. But without further ado, let's go show you what I actually mean. Alright, we're at the lumber mill. Lumber mill is great because it's wood and you have sawdust everywhere, and it has a very distinct wood sound to it. Very easy to basically use your headset to take the advantage on the enemy team. I take a couple bad deaths here, so let's go and skip to the actual thing. What is the best way to hold the gorge, wheel, and lake? Lumber, gorge, and wheel. That's what we like to call this. The best way to do it is to use the under trench under the lumber mill. It can very easily confuse the enemy and gives you access to the gorge, and it gives you access to the back of the lumber mill path or back cabin path very easily. And you can use what I like to call the angles on people. As you see right here, I'll demonstrate. I'm using a submachine gun to start with, but I suggest a submachine gun and an assault rifle backup, or an assault rifle with stalker right out the gate. Main reason is because of things like that you just seen me do. Sometimes you'll have to basically take that long range shot from Camper Hill and pick the guy coming off from the back cabin path. There's two main spawns here that what you have to work out for, and you can easily get a third basically mobile spawn to your left on the gorge, but those are actually spawn on C and they run across. Very easy to decipher which way they are. But if you want to, you sit around, wait till you hear a footstep, just kind of patrol till you hear people walking, and you can very easily take advantage of it and just destroy. As you see right here, I see the guy on the mini map. I hear him, he comes down, I pop him, and I hear the second set of footsteps, and I know he's heading back into the lumber mill. You can't hear it in the video, but I heard him go through the lumber mill, and I come up and catch him, and that scores me my 10th kill of the life, and there's the 11th. But let's go ahead and look at another game mode entirely. Let's look at Blitz. Most of the things I've done so far have been on kill confirmed TDM. Very rarely do I play domination in this game, mainly because the kill streaks are very lackluster, and they don't really give me a whole lot of excitement. But there's few games that you can take advantage of the spawn system as you can with Blitz. Blitz is a travesty of a game. It's almost as bad as Cranked. Cranked, in my opinion, is the offspring of what people thought they want. They didn't actually know what they want. Let me go ahead and explain that. Cranked is a shitty game. Why is Cranked a shitty game? Well, if you take any kind of good play up or team into Cranked, you're going to die a lot needlessly. Why? Because people will leave quickly. The idea of Cranked is it keeps people from camping. But most people thought that good players camped strictly because that's how the only way they could get kills. When they realize they're outgunned and they have no gun skill and you lose in a hurry based off the crank system and speed, people leave rather quickly, leaving you to blow up when there's only 2 people for 6 people to kill. Not a big fan of Cranked. Blitz, on the other hand, is what I like to call the KD Clinic. And let me go ahead and explain real quickly how I'm setting up here. In Blitz, enemies will spawn mainly on ADOM in the boat on this section of the map. On the other section of the map, they spawn the lumber mill and they spawn the cabin. Both areas you very easily just dominate, but this is just one side of it. What you want to do is you want to come down here toward Totem in the ADOM, because the ADOM is going to be their main spawn. You're going to see it here in a second once I get to the Scout Helo. And once you get in ADOM, they just spawn over and over and over again. As long as you got somebody working the ship, as you see my other team are just working the ship, you can very easily come here and clean up. I suggest not using the Assault Juggernaut, mainly because the spawns are so close together and you'll get destroyed. This is more of a Scout Helo map, mainly because it's so open. This guy goes in the Snowman. Time to clean him up. Just spraying, not even caring. All I'm working for is getting that first Trinity missile. Training missiles is a really cool kill streak. It takes some time getting used to. Put the guy in the middle of your screen, press the thing once, and never boost the thing, and you'll get 2 to 3 kills every time. As you can see here, they're going to be spawning on a something fierce. Or here's just 2 guys that just spawned. I come and pick up the helicopter. Got 18 bullets left. My initial goal here was to just come back here and camp it out to the scout helo. Might seem like a little bitch move, but I'm playing for KD spread at this point because the game is won. The game was won as soon as we entered, mainly because you can look at the other guy's stats. If you really want to run the blitz route, I suggest straight through the cave. You have somebody coming to the right on top of the hill, you kill them off the ship, and then you have somebody run cut off right there toward Totem, and you can just run the cave the entire time. As long as somebody's pointing at the ship and somebody's working Totem, or somebody over here like me killing these guys as they spawn the Totem, the opening is wide open. As you can see, we're up 5-1 now. The other enemy team has no chance of scoring, and their chances of scoring, it just went down to almost nil once the scout helo comes up and starts destroying them. We're at 6-1 now. We have free access to it. I mean, Blitz is such a broken game. It's basically demolition with an easier objective, and then you just sit here and just eat dinner. Right there you can see that thing I talk about with that kill streak protection. But you can sit here and eat lunch, eat dinner, take their lunch money. There's nothing they do. They're just going to constantly spawn on ADOM if you have somebody near the ship. And there's just nothing that they can do. We end up winning the game. I go 17-0 in the first round. But that's Whiteout for you in a nutshell. The lumberyard is where most of your action is going to take place. For those of you who like to play domination on Whiteout and you have trouble with the cave, a CB setup is the best way to do it, mainly because you have a head glitch going into the lamp cave. Any other questions? Let me know in the comment section below. And that's Whiteout for you guys. It's a very cool map. I feel like it's a very Call of Duty-esque map, and it's a map that has different characteristics in it that makes it feel like it's good for different objectives. And I think it's pretty. And like when people ask me, which map on the PlayStation 4 do you think is the best looking, I always go to Whiteout. And every time somebody comes in and wants to buy an Xbox One, I'll be like, you should check out the PS4. Whiteout's the map I take them to every time, mainly because it's so beautiful on the PS4. But without further ado, that's been your boy Wings of Redemption, and I would like to offer you something here for those who stuck around to the end of the video. Kindles are really popular. People love to read, and I want to offer you a free audiobook for your Kindle from audible.com. There's going to be a link in the annotation right here. There's one to be in the description below that will send you to give you access to a free audiobook. If you want to, check that website out. Go and give it a click. Look on over on it. And hopefully you guys have a wonderful time over there. Thanks and courtesy audible.com for my subscribers. Thank you.
Hey guys, it's your boy Wings of Redemption, and I want to talk about videos. Recently, my Call of Duty videos have been very poor view-wise, and I'm unsure why they're getting very, very poor views. And I know most of you people that watch my videos have no concern whatsoever about how my videos do. I know with me, I don't really, when I watch channels I want to watch, I don't really care about their views either. I watch them because I want to watch their content. But to me, it's the lifeblood of a channel. A lot of people want to see health updates and real life vlogs and stuff. Well, the fact is I'm a boring person. 70% of my day consists of playing Call of Duty and sleeping. The other 30% is usually paying bills or running errands. I haven't really had much of a life in the last 5 years. Yeah, I've never really had much of a life, to be perfectly honest. Most of my life consists of going to work, coming home, and playing Call of Duty or whatever said video game I was into at the time. Why am I telling you this? Well, my vlogs tend to look something along the lines of me holding a camera in front of my face, talking, just like I'm talking right here, and it's 100% unedited. Generally, I suck at vlogs. I do. And I think people just are more interested in me than the gameplay videos themselves, which saddens me, because I've never wanted this channel to be anything but a gameplay channel. I'm very good at video games. A lot of people out there will disagree, but every video game I ever play and I get into, I play at the highest level you can possibly play it at. or at least attempt to play it at the highest level you could possibly play it at. I don't piggyback games. I don't play games on normal. I don't play games on easy. I play games on the hardest setting. I play games to defeat them, and I play games for the mental challenge. What gets me into a game, and you've probably heard me say this before, is outsmarting people, using strategy to defeat whatever set scenario that's put in front of me, be it using mind control and Operation Raccoon City, or finding a PowerPoint or using the map to my advantage in Call of Duty Ghost. This is the kind of person I usually am, and I did the Let's Play map series mainly because I know a lot about the maps, and the reason it is because I study the maps vividly, and I take everything to heart. When I have a bad game, that bad game is in my mind for 5 hours, mainly because what did I do better? Was I outgunned? Is this person really better than me? All these are things that come into my equation when I'm looking it over in my head. And the map series is not doing really well right now, which kind of puzzles me. I'm unsure if people are not watching it. I'm unsure if people don't really like it. The vocal majority in the comment section is people loved it to death, and the first couple of them got 30,000 views, which to me, that's what I aim for when I make a video. When I make a video, I aim for 30,000 views. Well, my channel was rocking it for before last year, from 2010 to 2012. I would put 3 videos out a day, and they'd average between 20 to 30,000 views. And that's where I was happy at. That was my chi. But lately, my videos have slowed down dramatically. There's a couple reasons for it. One, I always feel like the people that watch my videos are always unhappy with what I put out. I do one type of video well. That's the Call of Duty commentary. And people say Call of Duty commentaries are dead. That's not true. Channels like 402 Thunder, 402 thrive on doing the exact same thing I do. Very low effort Call of Duty commentaries. And I feel like I have a very talented ability to speak to people in a way that's easy to understand. I feel like that's my one gift. My gift is to be able to break down things very easily. And I don't feel like Call of Duty commentary is dead in any way, shape, or form. I'm very good at Ghost. Ghost is one of the few Call of Duties I've enjoyed. The last Call of Duty I enjoyed before Ghost was Black Ops 1. Hated Modern Warfare 3. I hated Black Ops 2. I didn't hate Black Ops 2, but it was not enjoyable. I wasn't a big fan of COD 4. So pretty much World at War, Black Ops 1, and this one are the Call of Duties I like so far. And you're like, why do you like this one? I noticed a lot of people have had so much trouble dealing with this Call of Duty in itself. But a lot of people are like, oh, COD is dead, COD is dead, COD is dead. I think people that are screaming COD is dead are just not under the impression that it's 4 platforms right now instead of 2. When you see 50,000 people on whatever your respective platform, you have to realize there's a yin to that yang. Say there's 50,000 people on 360. There's probably another 30,000 on Xbox One. Same thing over on the PS3. So where it used to be, you could have 200 to 300 or maybe 400,000 per console, you're still getting the same numbers. They're just spread thinner because it dilutes, be it more consoles. This game is out on 5 different consoles. I'm not trying to say the Wii U has this huge majority of the share here. I'm not going to kid you. The Wii U might have 2,000 people if it's lucky. But it is on 5 different consoles, and that's where you see the player majority differences. I feel like Call of Duty has weakened some. I think the grass over a lot of people has weakened, mainly because it's the same thing, rinse and repeat. But I don't think it's dead. I think Call of Duty is going to be Madden. What does that mean? Well, Madden is Madden 25 now? For 25 some years, Madden has came out and people continue to buy it. People look forward to it. And Madden is worse than Call of Duty in the aspects that it's the same game every year with updated rosters. Hell, MLB The Show. This is a game I'm guilty of buying all the time. And it's one of the reasons I kept my PlayStation for so long, because I didn't really touch the PlayStation for the most part. With the PlayStation 3 after I moved to Xbox. Because the MLB The Show I'm a baseball fan. And the show itself, it was a great baseball game. And I didn't buy 2013 because I knew it would be the same thing as 2012. And if I wanted to play it, I'd just do that. But I probably will be getting 2014 just because of the upgraded graphics. And hopefully they'll use the bigger, systems to kind of, well, my hopes are getting up there. They won't do it. Mainly, you won't see any major advancement in video games other than graphical for at least 2 years. And the reason that is because they're going to want to make it as many platforms as humanly possible without diluting it too much. So if you play Ghost on PS3, Ghost on PS4 pretty much plays the same. It's just more pretty. And I've lost completely what I was actually sitting here talking about. Oh, but video views. And video views in themselves. Like, I'd love to go back to being the guy that put out 3 videos a day. Like, my happy zone was putting out a Let's Play, a Call of Duty commentary, and some sort of vlog, or maybe 2 Call of Duty commentaries, or maybe that, whatever. I want to get back into Let's Playing, but, like, the problem with me Let's Playing is that I have such a small niche for games. Like, I really like RPGs, and nobody really wants to watch an RPG. When I say nobody really wants to watch, I need something that will keep around 10,000 viewers. And right now, Call of Duty is struggling to keep around 10,000 viewers, and that has me worried. And when I overthink things, like OCD kicks in, I just don't do anything. Like, you ever had like your room to clean, and once your room is, you're like, all right, I'm going to clean my room. You get there, you see how messy it is, you don't really know where to start, so you end up playing Call of Duty. That's the same thing here. It's like, well, what Let's Play I want to do? In my mind, I want to do Skyrim or Phantasy Star. But I think about, well, I'm not going to get any views on Skyrim or Phantasy Star. Mainly because I've already done Skyrim. And they're like, oh, or even Final Fantasy VIII, it came out on Steam. I thought about doing Final Fantasy VIII, but then I remembered how poorly Final Fantasy VII did. And then something else comes to mind. Final Fantasy VII's long tail is just it's trash. All my Let's Plays long tails are trash. I'm no good at making tags. How do I combat that? I mean, I'm sure if I looked through it and found the answers, I could find the way. But feel like my channel's at the point where my personality, people are they decide they hate me or like me. And unless I can find a bigger market, which seems nearly impossible, I'm stuck where I'm at right now, 450,000 subscribers. A lot of people were depressed about the boot camp, and they said the boot camp was a chance to revive your channel, but PK 155 destroyed it. No, PK 155 didn't destroy anything. What happened with the boot camp is what I expected to happen. Flavor of the month. That's what it was. It was just. It was there. People seen it. I calculated something like 6.5 million different subscribers were told about the boot camp. Only 200,000 showed up. And then once the videos started slowing down, that's what killed the boot camp. Not negative attitude. Negative attitude should have been expected going into the boot camp. But weight loss in itself, I suck. Dude, I tried to do a weight loss vlog today. It turned out to be 3 minutes long. And before I gave up, because when I do weight loss, it's usually spur of the moment, and it takes a lot out of me to keep myself pushing, and I just don't know. I don't know how to do it in that aspect. But I want to continue doing a gaming type channel, and I need to figure out what people want to do. I need to figure out how to be entertaining, because I struggle being that happy, fun person. You see a couple guys that made the transition to be that happy, fun person. If you go back and look, White Boy was one of them. Not to call White Boy out, but White Boy, when he first started doing videos, he was very drab, very negative. And then towards about Black Ops 1, he picked up a positive persona, and it worked for him. And more power to him. I don't have that positive persona. I put it on from time to time, but for the most part, I'm a calculated, methodical person. Well, not calculated. I'm a very somber person, and I tend to try to go with the flow. But it's been your boy Wings of Redemption. I'm Audi 5000. This gameplay right here in the background shows you how shitty the fucking kill streaks in Ghost are. Get 3 scout helos and only get like 60 kills.
Hey! What's up, guys? Remember to rate and like the video. This is my best Juggernaut I've had thus far. I've did this video a couple times, but what's the best way to use the Assault Juggernaut? Well, in my opinion, the Assault Juggernaut might be the best kill streak on the game. Why? 1, he has no time limit. 2, he dictates based on how well you play. So you can get 30 kills with him, or you can get 2 kills with him. And it all depends. The biggest downside to the Assault Juggernaut is mainly that he has a weapon that's considered a kill streak. And that's what exactly it is. It's considered a kill streak. So how do you get by that? Well, this video right here illustrates perfectly how to avoid getting the point where you have to shoot a guy 12 to 15 times. Because people have a 5-second spawn delay, like kill streak protection. I know that doesn't make sense, but essentially people that just spawn in can't be killed by kill streaks for like 5 seconds. This is to avoid spawn raping like the Chopper Gunner in Modern Warfare 2. So what you do is when you get the Assault Jug, do not play him like you're regularly going to play your weapon, because his weapon can sometimes get him in trouble. He has no toughness. You get brand new kill streaks. So the best way to do it is to take advantage of his weapon. He has 1,000 health, and you can very easily just stay out of the spawn areas. Once you learn the spawn areas, and if you haven't figured out Whiteout spawn areas, you can always go check out my Let's Talk About Whiteout map series, and you can earn it. But other than that, he obliterates things. Look at this. Boom. There's a triple kill right there. Owning the kill feed. Actually, that's a quad feed. And there's just nothing that the enemy team can do about it. Just stay away from their spawns. Make sure you're not around that enemy spawn, and you'll do well with the Assault Juggernaut. It's been your boy, Wings of Redemption. Thank you for watching my video. It just is a quick update, and I just wanted to share this.
It's your boy Wings of Redemption. What's up? Welcome back. We're going to do another fucking fantastic commentary today. And here we go. Let's go and kick it off. What's in the news? Well, fuck the news. I got something on my mind I want to talk about. I was recently watching it on Netflix, and I seen a documentary about how 70% of all pro athletes go broke after their career. 70%. Some people say the numbers are higher. Some people say the numbers are lower. But everybody agrees over half of everybody that ever plays sports is broke. I think the time was within 5 years of being out of their career after retirement. So it got me thinking, money management. I see it poorly all the time. I used to be pretty good friends with a guy that was a manager at a GameStop. And he'd tell me about tax time. When tax time would roll around, he would sell the dickens out of PlayStations and Xbox 360s. These were the main consoles at the time. And he'd see the same people come back in and argue with him about the retail cost of the said PlayStation and Xbox 360. People live for the moment. And it got me thinking to the structure. There's really, I think Boogie even talked about it, there's really 3 types of people. And I kind of diagnosed myself. I fall into the first category of people. And that mainly is a different series. I fall into the first category, but I aspire to be the third category, which is bad in itself. But when you have money, when you don't work for anything, you tend to destroy it. Case in point, my sister, she has a brand new 2012 Chevy Cruze. My stepfather bought it for her. And since he bought it for her, in 2012, brand new, she has pretty much destroyed this thing. She's got a big old dent in the right side. She's gotten in 3 wrecks. She's spray painted the interior. There's trash all over it. Luckily, she doesn't watch my videos, but you know, she has destroyed this thing. If she would have worked for that car, she would have been 8 times more likely to take care of it and stress when things happen to it. You shouldn't have to get in a wreck to buy tires for a car. I'm putting that out there. But back to the categories. There's 3 types of categories of people. There's me. It's a person that knows that they're going to be broke again tomorrow. So every time they get something, they buy something to show wealth. This was the person I was for so long in my life. I wanted to have the illusion of wealth. And that's exactly what it was. You buy the flashy trucks, you buy the flashy clothes, you buy the things that you don't really need or don't really have a bearing on your life, but you feel like if you have this, you'll be all right. And I think pro athletes fall into this category a lot of if I only had that car, I'll be all right. Because in that same documentary, a guy by the name of Warren Sapp said he spent his last $70,000 in his account to buy an H2, which is a Hummer, and I think it was 2005 or something like that. And it's like, wow, you'd spend the last 70 grand in your account to buy a car because he had to have it. And like, I can sympathize him with that. There've been stupid choices I've made because I had to have it. And like, it comes in another menu. Let me go ahead and talk about this. One of my personal cases of had to haves. iPhone 5. iPhone 5. I bought it out of contract, so I paid somewhere in the upwards of the ballparks of $840 for my 64 gig iPhone 5. Keep in mind, iPhones have about a year and a half lifespan. But I told myself, and I convinced myself, that if I had this iPhone 5, and I paid cash for it, which I had at the time, nobody could take it from me. And that's how I convinced myself to buy the iPhone 5. If that's not convincing enough about money, so let's go and go about with my vehicles. I get flack for this all the time, that I spent most of my YouTube money on vehicles, which isn't true. But I mean, if you want to get technical, I've spent more. I've spent upwards of the ballpark of $80,000 paying taxes, which is 4 times the amount I've spent on vehicles during the period of doing YouTube. But I digress. Vehicles. Let's see how much money I've wasted in vehicles, and I'm gonna say wasted because I'm gonna give you a couple examples here. The truck I currently drive is a 2002 Chevrolet Silverado. I've had it about 11 years now. It has 125,000 miles on it, and it runs like a top. It's ran like a top the entire time I've owned it. I think its entire lifespan I've changed a water pump and a heater core. And that's it. Everything else has worked flawlessly. It's never stranded me on the side of the road. But back in 2010, I felt the need that it was time I wanted something new. I had the income, I had the money, and I convinced myself if people who get new cars are people like me with this kind of income. Because from everywhere else from point in my life, I wasn't in the ballpark of the people that bought or drove new cars. I always drove the secondhand stuff. But I wanted to do it smartly, and I broke one of my golden rules. One of the golden rules that I have is you buy it right the first time or you buy it twice. So instead of getting what I wanted, I went out and got an off-brand. I found a 2008 Roush Stage 3 Limited, and I bought it. I put somewhere in the ballparks of $8,000 or $9,000 down. I financed the rest. My payments were something along the lines of $350 a month. It was a 2008 truck, and this was 2010, so it was only 2 or 3 years old. And so I'm driving this truck. I drove it for like a year and a half, and then I traded up for a brand new EcoBoost F-150 Lariat, the truck I wanted originally. Obviously, the EcoBoost wasn't out yet, but I wanted that body style. I wanted that rounded body style Lariat. And my years might be off some, so don't correct me on that. And then I bought a Tahoe. And the Tahoe was a mistake. I thought I had met somebody I was going to marry. Their car was a piece of shit. Promises were made. Basically, she put the money down, and I would make the payments. And the Tahoe was, it's kind of hard sitting there explaining your life mistakes over and over again. But all in all, I'm going to go and stay in the ballpark. I've spent $25,000 on cars since I started doing YouTube. And that's a lot of money. I wish I had that $25,000 right now, because you know what? I'm driving the same truck I was driving when I started YouTube right now. And that's pretty much $25,000 down the drain. But it's a learning experience. When I think about it, I chalk it up to I paid $25,000 to learn a lesson. And that's what it was. And that lesson's learned. And I feel like I learned it at a young age instead of an older age. So now it won't fool me again. But I want to go ahead and show you the value of cars. My 2002 Silverado. I bought it a year old as a certified GM vehicle. It was my pretty much graduation present. And my mother she co-signed for it. I made every one of the payments. The payments were $460 for 5 years. They didn't offer 6 years at that time. I got it in 2004. So I made the payments, and before you go to get the math, I think with interest and everything else, I paid something like $27,000 for the truck. So the truck was like $21,400 when I bought it, and then you got to add interest rate in and everything like that. So I get that done. So I'm $27,000 into this truck. Over the span of 11 years, I've probably spent another 10 grand in gas in the truck. I've put probably in the ballpark of 2 grand in wheels, and I've probably put along the bark of $5,000 or $6,000 in upgrades, such as stereo, computer, brakes, things of that nature, hideaway winch. So I have about $40,000 into my Silverado. Do you know what it's worth right now? If I was to sell it right now in a hurry, I might get $6,500 out of it. That's what kind of investment a vehicle is. Chris Move did a commentary one time where he said, avoid the vehicle, buy the house. And that's a good motto. Why is a house a better buy? You might ask yourself, well, a house is a better buy because it holds its value. The thing with a house versus a vehicle is when you put $100,000 into a house and you get in a bind, you can almost get $100,000 back out of the house, which is not always true, but it's more true than a car. A car is always going to be a worse investment. And I think the moral of this commentary is, watch your money, dudes. Cars don't get you girls. Cars don't get you anything of that nature. Money in the bank is more important of quality of life, if anything else. Not even importance of standing. Money in the bank will improve your quality of life more than a car will. I'm not saying don't ever get a car, but be smart about the cars that you purchase. And think about what it is. Because that brand new Benz, that Benz that you see and you gleam and you drool about, will you want that thing in 5 years? No, there'll be a new Benz there to take its place. Just like the iPhone 6 is probably going to roll out here in another year or so. And my iPhone 5 is going to be 100% obsolete since the iPhone 5S is already out. Food for thought. It's been your boy Wings of Redemption. Thank you guys for watching my video. And as always, share it with a milli, like machine gun. What's we're gonna go and kick it right here with the milli, like machine gun class here on Strike Zone, and this is a TDM where I go ham as a motherfucker. I think this is actually a flawless. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get to a topic at hand. A lot of people wonder where the Chaos series is actually at. The Chaos series is one of those series that me and Mr. Chaos may have kind of thought up. And it would be a cool idea. And a lot of it just stopped reaching our expectations. We didn't really want to do the series to gameplay, even though it took off for a very long time with gameplay. We did season 1, which was something along the lines of 25 episodes. And we pretty much covered everything from the moon landing to skeletons on the moon to the cosmonauts to the moon rocks, all the way to the Mayans, aliens, and even we did a couple on the Bible itself. The problem we ran into while doing Chaos Theories was more along the lines of we kind of were on the same page as everybody else with Chaos Theories. And I felt like we needed to add somebody else to the series to kind of be on the flip side, to be a yin to the yang. Either that or up the production quality on it quite a bit. And the thing is, Eric, he spends a lot of time with his personal job, and we tend to. It got to the point where we were having trouble getting together and setting aside time, because generally when we got together, we hung out, we talked, and it was like a weekend type thing. We ended up doing a couple videos, a couple series, just like random ass shit for What If, which What If it kind of did well for a while, but in the end it didn't really do as well as I thought it was. But it was one of my favorite series that I ever did, was the What If series. Like, what if we didn't, what if Japan didn't bomb us? What if? I thought that was a cool series. But will we bring Chaos Series back? I don't know. It's on the tables itself. I know a lot of people really like that series, and we talked about some really cool stuff. And it was one of the few series that you had to actually do research on. I remember the one I did the most research on was the Money Pit, the Nova Scotia Money Pit. I watched probably 2 or 3 documentaries on it. There's 2 or 3 documentaries that I think I linked in the description of the video itself. And to me, I feel like that's the good quality of the video itself. To get people interested to go, hey, I wonder what else I can find. And that's one of the joys I actually found for a long time on the internet, was being like, this is pretty fucking cool. You guys should check this out. Because as a person like myself, I'm fascinated with learning. I love to learn about things that are mythical or somewhat bigger or greater than myself. And I think that's where I got into the chaos theories kind of mode, where, I like to believe there's an Atlantis, but at the same time I know there's not. And like, that was the whole idea behind it, because most of the theories that people wanted us to do were something along the lines of an animal. And even though like Sasquatch, the Stink Monkey, the Ouroboros, Nessie, the Loch Ness Monster, the Slender Man, I think the Slender Man was our most popular episode, where we actually talked about him. These are really cool, but most of them are made up. The Slender Man is the ideal of made up. You can actually trace it back to the origins of who made him up. It's like Jason Voorhees. Sean Cunningham made up Jason Voorhees as on the side. That it was a side character of the original Friday the 13th 1 film. Is he a real monster? No. Slender Man's not a real monster. He was a made-up entity created. And yes, they have this lore about him and the Horsemen, and it was based upon some kind of lore. But in itself, you can't really do the magic mythical monsters, because one, I've always said it like this. If you jumped out of one of the Georgia penitentiaries right now, how long would it take them to find you? A couple days? Then why the fuck haven't we found Bigfoot? And that was pretty much all the creatures done right there. The Lizard Man of Puerto Rico, the Ouroboros. Yeah, well, I think we actually did one of the Philadelphia experiment. But yeah, I'd like to see Chaos Theories come back, but I'm not sure if it will. I'm not sure what Eric's doing nowadays. I know Eric's moved his channel more onto music than gaming, which in my book is a great move, because gaming is a tough genre to do effectively. It's been your boy, Wings of Redemption. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and that hopefully answers some people's questions about chaos theories.
Guys, it's your boy, Wings of Redemption. Now I want to show you some of the things I have in my possession here, and hopefully you like this. Today's the day we go get a personal trainer, so we got to go to some gyms. Probably gonna get a haircut too, because I don't want to look like shit. I want to meet personal trainers. But let's go and show you some of these items I have. We have a TKO punching bag. This was donated to me by David. So we're going to have to mount this, and we're probably going to mount it inside there on rafters. So you can see rafters here. Just want to get the light side. Figure I take a piece of 2x4, run it on both edges, and make like a brace on one of the rafters, and just kind of, make it better. And hopefully that will allow me to punch it as hard as I want without worrying about fear of coming off. This is the elliptical I got for free. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, and I ain't sure if it works. It's motor driven. It looked in a lot better shape when I picked it up, but like I said, it's been moved. It's called the Free Runner 5400 ESS. I don't even know how much those cost. That
I got it totally free. It's been sitting in the weather about a week now, though. You see, somebody's actually greased it quite a bit there. But hopefully it works. If not, we'll be running at the gym. But that's the piece of equipment I've gotten so far. Let's go ahead and we'll see about we can get a haircut and a personal trainer. Place 1, Strikeout. This place is under construction of an old grocery store. One of the few gyms we have in the area. I'm gonna go try Rivertown Fitness and see if there's a personal trainer there. They wanted to sell me like a trainer package with a group of 5, and I'm looking for one-on-one training. I seriously am. I'm not looking for classes. And I also got the price thing. I left my contact information. Let's go to the next one. Well, strike 2. Another name and information left. It seems like a lot of people don't really want one-on-one personal training anymore. They want classes. They want cheap classes. And like, this place is very cheap. It's like $15 a session. And they don't allow you to videotape. So far we've gotten one possible callback from Drew, and we got a name by the name of Jennifer Stalvey that works with the Conway Fitness Rivertown Recreation Center, which is basically a YMCA. And she has to talk to a superior. I hate the title superior. It makes it seem like somebody's better than you. It's like a judge. Why you got to call a judge your honor? Why? Because he went to law school? Fuck that noise. Woody runs a Minecraft server. Do we need to call him another title because he can run a Minecraft server? I bet that judge can't run a Minecraft server. I bet that judge can't rebuild a blast furnace. Yeehaw, can. I don't know. Fuck titles. I don't know where to go at this point. I struck out on Craigslist. I have 2 ads out on the trainers. As both gyms in Conway. Everything else is I'm gonna have to drive to Myrtle Beach to do. So I don't know. Oh, that didn't work out like I planned. I made it, and I'm very winded. So figured I'll do that until I can do it without getting winded. I'm gonna walk the rest of the fucking way. Oh shit, that's drool. It's I'm gonna walk fast. Give me a second. Hey guys, you might know me. You might know me as Wings of Redemption. Some of you might know me as Jordy. Some of you might not know me at all. I've been around YouTube going on 5+ years now, and I have to say, I've been through most of every change that YouTube has done. A lot of them bad, and some of them good. But the object of copyrights has recently come up. I know some of you have seen other videos such as Boogie2988, and you're probably tired of hearing about this topic. But I want to talk about another topic. I want to talk about it in another way or light. So let's go through this and let's talk about a couple things. And I want to keep this simple and easy to understand. So I'm going to ask a couple questions here. What is the DMCA? Who does copyrights help? Why do we need copyrights? And are we really infringing? Let's go with the first one. The DMCA is the Digital Millennium Copyright Act of 1998, signed into law by Bill Clinton on October 27th of 1998. It was mainly a response to the internet area being ushered in, and sites such as Napster were springing up to meet a growing request for music. Napster was taking songs and giving them away for free through a peer-to-peer file sharing system. This angered a lot of big business and record companies and Hollywood studios, because why would people buy albums if they could get them for free? Lo and behold, people buy albums all the time on iTunes instead of going through free file share systems because it's easier. But I digress. So they ended up paying congressmen and lobbyists to push through a new bill that made it illegal for sites like Napster to keep running. The only flaw is most sites that are not in this country, and sites such as Megashare and Pirates Bay continue to operate on the same basis known as torrents, but get away with it because they don't actually upload copyright material, but they link to websites that upload, copyright material instead. Regardless, some of the things the law did allow people to do is like create backups for software and computer repair, and they made it so your local cable company could pass the bill to you, the consumer, for breaking the law using the internet service they provide. So if you go and download a movie, you're the one they're going to like, oh, you downloaded a movie, and not this movie is downloaded on your network. So up until this point of the video, I've made copyright protection seem like it's this evil thing, when it really isn't. Why are copyright materials there, and who do they actually help? They make it so you basically can't steal. The idea of a copyright is that someone can write a book, and he gets a copyright on that book. He owns exclusive rights to that material. So if someone wants to sell that book or make copies of it, they would have to make a deal to buy or rent the rights to the book. In a way, it allows the creator to keep control of his work. The only problem is there are hardly any clause for fair use. The term limited was given to the Sonny Bono Act of 1998. With this, it allows the Supreme Court to define limited, or a court system to define limited, and as the Sonny Bono Act of 1988, or is also sometimes called the Mickey Mouse Act, because it allowed works after 1923, an extra 20 years after death, to keep things from flowing into public domain, because Disney wanted Mickey Mouse to stay theirs longer, so they basically lobbied the Sonny Bono bill in that extended the life of their work. So Mickey Mouse, instead of going into public domain, so where anybody could use him or put him in any cartoon they wanted to, they would have to pay Disney even more money. But then the Mickey Mouse money they had to pay Disney probably exceeds the money they gave to lobbyists to write the bill. It's the way that works. So before the Sonny Bono Act, something was only copyrighted for life plus 50 years. So if you live to be 60 years old, you're basically at a 110-year copyright. And what Disney did is they added 20 years to that. So you have life plus 70 years. So as most expect, as I expect, in 2019, Disney will pay for another bill keeping Mickey Mouse safe again. They'll probably add another 20 years to it. And, it'll just continue to work that way, because copyrights right now are controlled by corporations, and they're not done in the interest of keeping work safe or promoting creative ideas, which is the whole basis of the copyright itself. So, the length of copyrights are unfairly long. This is my opinion. I feel 20 years is more than enough for a band or song to be owned exclusively. The idea is that everybody can steal your work, nobody would make the next great song. But I feel this isn't true anymore. I feel we live in a day and age now where society is more in your face, Mr. Right Now. People would rather do something because they love it, or they would like the quick cash income more so than they're worrying about getting paid. Is my next generation, my family, going to live off this song? No, who writes a song thinking about that? How many artists out there are the Beatles? Do you think we'd be listening to a Young Jeezy track 20 years from now? Alright, so it's about 5 minutes in. 6 probably pushing now. Let's get to why I actually am making this commentary. I was hit last night with 289 copyright infringements. Not strikes, infringements. What does this mean? It means I'll no longer be making money on any of those 289 backlotted videos. I don't really care so much about the videos that got hit. I'm more worried about the future of the videos itself. The videos were all hit over petty things. For example, I created a video named Dear Esther, Come Back. It was part 2 of a 4-part series. It is a 20-minute video of an LP of a game designed around a story. The author, or the creator, company, didn't hit me with this copyright infringement. The person with a piece of music in the game hit me with it. There's about 6 seconds of music that plays in this video, and in the video game itself, and into the copyright law, entitles them to all the money I'll ever make off that video from that point on. So, what does this mean going forward as YouTube as a whole? Will we no longer be able to have a TV on, or a song to play, or a can of Coke sitting on your videos because you have no control over the labels? What about lip syncing songs? What about people dancing to their favorite music? These are big stands in YouTube, and they make a little bit of money, but they don't make a fortune. I don't think anybody's ever made a fortune off one single video ever done. Obviously, you can, point fingers to like Schmosh and, Ray William Johnson and PewDiePie. But look at those videos in itself as something great. How many people enjoy PewDiePie? How many people enjoy Ray William Johnson on a daily basis? And Ray William Johnson's whole channel is based around using other people's work. The whole channel. It's a hub. It's a hub channel. Just like a porn hub is based around using other people's work, which happens to be pornography. So, I find this bullshit. People would argue video games themselves, such as Resident Evil 3, which is owned by Capcom, should be a copyright infringement. There are people out there that will argue this. And you can kind of see their point. You are playing a game that they designed, they put all the money into, they paid all the programmers, they wrote the story, they put everything on a nice palette for you to enjoy. But let's look at it in a different way. Let's look at it like Dear Esther. Does that 6 seconds of that 20-minute video that I created and Chinese Room helped create entitle them to every bit of money made off that end product? Let's say, for example, here, this is stretching it now, Star Trek The Next Generation, Geordie LaForge. A lot of people don't know this about me, but Star Trek The Next Generation came out in 1987. My father was a huge Star Trek fan, so much so that the first tattoo I get, if I ever get a tattoo, would be the Federation symbol, because it's the one thing me and my father shared. And Geordie LaForge was made after a character known by Gene Roddenberry to be, he was a paraplegic, or quadriplegic. And this news was floating around in 1986. My father, being such a diehard fan and was eagerly awaiting The Next Generation, named me after Geordie LaForge. And that's how I got my name Geordie. So, which I was born in 86, by the way. So since I was named Geordie before Geordie LaForge, does that entitle me to all the money The Next Generation made? Because I had a similarity like that? I know that's stretching it, but I just wanted to put that story out there. I've always wanted to put that story out there. Let's use Resident Evil 4 better example, since I already named that. I did a Let's Play on it, and that Let's Play, I feel like more people showed up because of me than they showed up to watch the game. But because somebody helped create a piece of that Let's Play that ended up making whatever amount of views that it made, does that entitle them to all the money? Which they already got some money from me for buying their game. That's kind of where it stretches. I feel like this should fall into fair use. Video games themselves should fall into fair use, and a lot of people agree to this. Companies like Activision and Electronic Arts. The Electronic Arts, in my opinion, is the best company right now out for understanding what copyrights are. Video games fall under fair use, such as movies. Movies fall under fair use. Channels like That Guy with the Glasses, fun website. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. He does movie reviews. And he got moved off of YouTube to Blip TV to different areas because he gets copyright strikes consistently because he uses new age movies such as Jurassic Park and things that have copyright claims on them and are going to last hundreds of years. And so him showing parts of the movie would get him a copyright strike when I feel that if I wanted to watch the movie, I would go watch the movie. I want to watch his review of the movie. And in real life, pictures like Lionsgate, they pay critics to watch their movie and critique it on the internet. But in the same vein, turn around, if I want to review their movie, I can't and make some money off of it. The critic makes money off his review. Why can't I make a little bit of money off my review and both fall under the same guidelines? I feel like if they don't lighten up on fair use, this will be the death of YouTube. Because nobody wants to come to YouTube and watch somebody, go skiing in the Alps. Nobody wants to come to YouTube and watch, somebody's birthday party. People come to YouTube for a couple reasons. One, an interest that is equal to theirs, be it guns, be it video games, be it, some type of hobbies. It might be skiing in the Alps, and that kind of contradicts myself. Or two, they want to watch people get wrecked by cops in cars. There's all kinds of things, and learning too. There's learning as well. There's all kinds of things that you can do with YouTube. But I feel like the fair use has to be lenient on. You can't do an algorithm. You can't do this. As long as somebody's not ripping the movie up for the entire like length, and just being blatant about it, don't hit it, dude. Like, seriously. I understand if somebody uploads the movie in its entirety that you should hit a copyright claim. But, for example, another example, I uploaded Night of the Living Dead. Night of the Living Dead is a uncopyrighted film. George Romero forgot to file for copyright against it. That's why you can find it on anywhere for $1. So, how did a copyright infringement happen to me on Night of the Living Dead? It has no copyright. Some of it's bullshit, and some companies take advantage of this and make money off of the YouTube system because people are scared to acknowledge it or fight it, because if you fight it, you get a strike, and a strike pretty much means the end of YouTube money altogether. What do you guys think? What do you think about YouTube? What do you think will be the next big thing on YouTube? You think it'll be Twitch? Let me know. Hey guys, it's your boy Wings of Redemption, and I have my microphone on this time. I wanted to go do a little quick update video here for you. It's been a while since I actually put a video out, and I looked at my videos and I'm like, dude, I might upload the crewcast back to back. I don't need to do that. So I want to go ahead and introduce you to guys that don't follow me on Facebook and go and give you an update on where I'm at. I am going full steam ahead of being under 400 pounds by the end of the year. And I had my first full session with my trainer today, and we discovered a couple things. One, I'm going to need better shoes, so I got to buy some new shoes. And he had a suggestion where I would get shoes that had the sole that comes on the left or right side of my foot. So, because one of the problems I have with shoes is they kind of go at an angle, left or right. It's hard to explain. I'll try to explain it better in a video coming up. But I have a shoe problem, and we're going to fix that. But I'm very excited. I really like his workouts. He knows what he's doing. He's knowledgeable. He's structuring my eating habits. He went to the grocery store with me, helped me buy food. It's everything I thought it could possibly be. It's a guy that was concerned with me, a guy that, texted me throughout the day, asked me, how am I eating? And when I do mess up, and somebody's there to, like, dude, there, somebody's really in there to take interest in me, worries about me most of the day, and the money's just a side effect of it. But I should explain the money. He's going to cost somewhere around $1,200, and that gives me 4 months. So I'm paying him $300 a month for 4 months, and he's going to stay with me all the way through the end of April, and at that point we were going to see if I want to continue on, which hopefully I will. I really want to continue on. I really like it. He makes the workouts. He targets muscle groups, and he targets stuff, and he does stuff that I can do. He does the workouts with me. He's a really nice dude, and he's fun to talk with. He's fun to hang out with, and I really enjoy it. And it's really It's a lot more enjoyable than I thought it would be, and it makes me strive to make me want to lose weight. And he does such a good job with it. I met him through a guy named Ian at Planet Fitness, and Ian didn't have to go out of his way to help me out. But he did, and I actually got the kind of trainer I wanted, a trainer that is used to be on camera. Drew usually does some stuff with WBTE, News Channel 15. He does a fitness segment on the TV, and he has multiple clients, and he does boot camps and things like that for the Myrtle Beach High School. His whole life is fitness, and he's a nutritionist as well. And he doesn't look the biggest dude, but he's not like he's not that kind of. He's not a weightlifter. He's a fitness guy. He's strong, but he's more of a lean muscle type of guy instead of lean muscle type of guy with a lot of flexibility instead of like a muscle bound guy. Because every time I pictured a personal trainer, I pictured a guy that was like 250 pounds of solid muscle, dude. And it makes me feel good that I got a down to earth guy there that knows what he's doing, that's competent, that knows, it makes sure I do things right, and he builds my spirit up throughout the workout, and I'm hoping to show you guys some of that. I recorded a consultation. I've recorded one workout. I'm gonna record the second workout on Friday, and I'm hoping to make a video that Friday, if not worst case scenario, Saturday, of everything. We're going to hit it hard the first month or so. We're doing 4 sessions a week. That's mainly because the goal. I started out 411, And I don't know where I'm at now. I'm going to weigh myself on Christmas. So hopefully we have a Christmas Day weigh-in. And hopefully we'll get to go through this. And I'm hoping to touch base with Rusty again. I don't know if you guys remember Rusty. But Rusty was a guy I did an interview opening a store. And he wants me to go on paranormal investigation missions with him. And maybe even record it. I'm going to do that, dude. That sounds like a great time. And maybe I'll get back and show Rusty's shop. Rusty's shop is open now. It's a Paranormal Alley. If you'd like to see that, let me know, dudes. I mean, that's something else I'm interested in doing. And also, it's December 18th. It's my mother's birthday. Happy birthday, Mom. I'm really loving life right now. But it's the 18th, and it's also new Clan Wars. For those you don't know, I have a PS4 clan called the Rape Squad Killers, the RSK. And if you don't know what it means, it's actually a joke on a podcast I take a part of called Painkiller Already. So it's more of like an inline joke than anything else. It's not meant to be derogatory or anything like that. You know, Rape Squad Killers! You know, it's the RSK. You can buy shirts. But we're looking for gentlemen that live in England or the United Kingdom or Ireland, somewhere in that ballpark, that generally play together and have a group of friends. We're looking for like a UK division of RSK, so we can almost play around the clock during Clan Wars. And if you fit that ballpark, let me know. We're also looking for American guys as well. We're looking for guys that are solid winners and guys that, you know, bring something to the table. I mean, you don't have to be a great player, but, you know, just bring something to the table. You know, you run support, or you're very good with this certain type of gun. I mean, your stats don't really mean anything. Stats don't mean anything. If you're a 4KD player, some of the 4KD players I play with are the people I don't want to play with. I mean, I prefer to play with like a guy that's a 2.1 that's willing to, you know, throw his KD away, like me. I'm sitting at a 3.92, and the reason I'm sitting at 3.92 is like 4.5 KD, which is what I was holding. You can't do that and play the objective in some of these clan wars. So it is what it is. I don't give a shit about my KD at this point. I like to upkeep it because I have standards. But at the same time, that shit goes out the window because my win-loss is more important. That's just me. But yeah, we're looking for RSK, and I'm looking to get back into videos again. I should be doing an LP here soon of The Hobbit, and I'll be getting in on that. I've just been very busy, dude. Busy. Just want to get in, touch base, and hopefully we'll get this thing knocked out. But it's been your boy, Wings of Redemption. I'm Audi 5000, just touching base with you. Just let you know where I'm at in life, in case you're wondering, and where we're at with the physical trainer. Very happy. Happiest I've been in a long time. Peace, people. There's Chucky. Hey guys, it's your buddy Wings of Redemption, and I felt like I just wanted to talk about this subject because I wanted to get it set in the straight and set in the light of my opinion on this subject here. On December 18th of 2013, the Arts and Entertainment Channel suspended Phil Robertson indefinitely from the show Duck Dynasty. He's the father on Duck Dynasty, and the reason they suspended him was strong vulgar language against gays and homosexuals alike. He basically called them, homosexuality is sinful, and it's illogical. It's more atomical terms. It was saying they're akin to being drunkenness, bestiality, and terrorism, which he basically related being a homosexuality is just as sinful as being a terrorist. And people are up in arms against this. Why are people up in arms against this? Well, a lot of it's because what he said is rooted in the Bible. Deep rooted in the Bible. Christians should stand up for Phil Robertson. Alright, don't get me wrong. I've watched Duck Dynasty a time or two, and Phil Robertson seems like a okay person. He's the kind of guy I would probably want to hang out with. I don't feel like he says these things with hatred in his heart. But I honestly believe that he is, just like everybody else, rooted with the Bible. So instead of bashing the Bible or Christianity, let me explain why the stuff that's in the Bible should be left out, and how some things in the Bible are left out and people don't get up in arms about it. The only reason I'm making this video is because of the Christian response of he has good Christian logic, he has good Christian faith, and he is a good Christian man. You should take the suspension away. Well, being homophobic in my book doesn't make you a good Christian.
The whole homosexuality or being against homosexuality that's in the Bible, is inlaid in the Bible, to me is hogwash. Let me give you another example of something in the Bible that is equally trash and hogwash that a lot more people agree on. Let's throw some links up here. All right. The first one is going to be Leviticus chapter 25, verse 42 through 46 in the King James Version of the Bible. It states, "However you may purchase male or female slaves from amongst the foreigners who live among you, you may also purchase children of such resident foreigners, including those who have been born into your land. You may treat them as property, passing them on to your children as permanent inheritance. You may treat your slaves like this, but the people of Israel, your relatives, must never be treated this way." It goes forth. This is Exodus chapter 21, verse 2 through 6. "If you buy a Hebrew slave, he must serve for only 6 years. Set him free on the 7th year, and he will owe you nothing for his freedom. If he was single when you became your slave and then married afterward, only he will go free on the 7th year. But if he was married before he became a slave, then his wife will be freed with him. If his master gave him a wife while he was a slave, and they had sons or daughters, then the man will be free on the 7th year, but his wife and children will still belong to his master. But the slave may plainly declare, 'I love my master, my wife, and my children. I would rather not go free.' If he does this, his master must present him before God. Then his master must take him to the door and publicly pierce his ear with an awl, A-W-L. I think I said it right. After that, the slave will become the master's forever." There is probably 2 or 3 chapters in the Bible dedicated to slavery. There's 2 or 3 chapters in the Bible dedicated to killing your children when they talk back to you. There's things in the Bible that don't make sense. A lot of it's in Leviticus, but such as bird flu curing leprosy, such as, you can use the backbone of a donkey to lift incredible weight. These things just don't add up, and they're in the Bible, and they're stupid. I know a lot of atheists know these things because they use them to kind of like throw as almost ammunition towards people. But I'm using this in a plea. Dude, quit with this homosexuality bullshit, dude. Seriously, it doesn't do your religion any good, it doesn't do the moral standings any good, and it doesn't do anything of any merit. And I'm going to stand here with my own words because they're all I have. I'm not going to sugarcoat them. I do not find gay people offensive. I don't. You know why? Because I know in my heart that when a man loves another man, he does so because it feels natural to him. The same reason I know I like women, he likes men. How did I like women? Where did I learn the ideal of liking women? I didn't. It was naturally inbred into me to be a heterosexual. I didn't decide I was going to like women at any point in my life. My body naturally went toward it. And in this day and age, chemical imbalances in the brain, things like that, you can have more genes from another pool. There's even things called hermaphrodites, which have the same sex organs. They can have a vagina and they can have a penis. Why can't a person be born with a penis but have a woman's mindset chemically? That's why you have guys that are maybe even straight but act kind of feminine. You ever seen a feminine acting guy that actually was straight? That happens that way because it was a mix-up and balance. Not everybody is perfect in that sense or that ability. So why would you cast them out? And it bothers me over and over again. But there's light at the end of the tunnel. Just like marijuana is slowly getting legalized, gay marriage is legalized at this point. You know why? Because a lot of the old heads are dying off. A lot of the people that beat their chest and say homosexuality is a sin is just akin to the people that are saying eating pork is a sin. Both of them are hogwash. They're bullshit. And I think things like this should be stricken from the community. Don't get me wrong. I'm not 100% against religion. Religions do great things. They do great things for great people. They are uplifting in their community. They do a lot of community service. They're generally nice people to be around. But this mindset right here needs to die off. And I just wanted to put that out there. Why would you take one thing out of the Bible, which is bashing gays, but there's something else in the Bible, which is laws to abide by to own slaves, which the Bible condones owning slavery multiple times in the Bible.
You leave that part out and say, oh, well, we can't do that. But the bashing of the homosexuals, that has to stay in because God wanted that. Technically, God wanted you to own slaves too. I don't know. What do you guys think?
All right, we're here on day 2. It's Jordy Jordan's workout. We're up on, was it December 20th? The phase that we're in right now is just cardio. More consistently than anything else. The weight training is going to come later, resistance training comes later. The reason we're going to do cardio is to get Jordy's heart rate up to at least 60%, if not 70% of his max. We configured that number based on his age. Subtract from 220, that's the max heart rate, and then you do simple math to figure out 70% of that number. The reason why is because we want his heart to go, we want his entire body to go to an aerobic state. That burns fat efficiently for fuel, which is going to cut the fat off his midsection, arms, legs, throughout his entire body. As the weight drops, he'll be more capable and able to do more strenuous, intense, and prolonged workouts using weights, calisthenics, flexibility training, everything else, which right now we could do, but for long periods of time it would actually be more of a detriment to his joints than a benefit. So we're going to get some cardio and some boxing, and we'll take it from there. 10 straights, and then we'll go over the hooks and uppercuts, same format. Breathe on contact. Yep, that's it. Real simple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Cross. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Elbows, wrists, all that good? Yeah, we're good. All right. Hooks and cuts. Remove the steps and everything. Breathe on impact. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right, let me ask you a question.
7. Yeah.
What do you think about the 7 meals a day?
It depends on what the meals are.
I'm just saying, like it's not. Do you think it's an effective way? Like, I've heard it was bro science on it. Your opinion on it?
No, I think it's highly effective. And naturally and ideally, well, ideally it's not natural anymore. You want to eat a good balance of carbs and proteins every 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah.
So that obviously would go out to about 6 to 7 meals a day. Yeah. Every 3 to 4 hours will keep your metabolism running constantly. It'll keep your self burning fat, depositing proteins where they need to, handling carbs the way they need to, constantly. So I mean, that's an ideal. 3 to 4 hours ideally. If you can't do it, then we just have to work on what you can do. We'll get I'll tell you what, let's do these two and get a little heart rate and see where you're at. Alright. Here we go. Same thing, left and right. I'm gonna widen them out, make you rotate. Okay. The bouncing was good, it's already lessening. As long as it keeps lessening and lessening, you're in good shape. Alright. There, that's level. 2, 3, good. 4, yep. 5, 6, 7, good. 8, 9, 10, good. That was level. I could probably have balanced something on your head. Yeah. Good. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, fix it, 9, 10. Good fix. Going to the right. Messing up's fine. Fixing it's where you get skills. 1, good. 2, there. 3, good. 4, 5, yep. Little brain dexterity. 6, 7, 8, good. 9, there. 10.
I can't ever get timing right.
With the right, you got the left down. Right's the challenge for you. So invest more of your mental energy going to the right.
I feel like I'm investing too much there. When I start investing too much there, I mess up here.
Okay.
I don't hit the center of the pad. I don't get the jab good. I get closer to you for some reason. Workout we're going to do tomorrow is basically we're going to start with a mile walk timed, and then we're going to go into some boxing to basically get me to what he calls aerobic. And aerobics when your body starts pulling, energy from your fat cells to keep your body going. And after that, boxing. I don't think anything else. I think we're going to walk again.
Yeah, going to keep it. The main idea is low intensity, high duration. You're going to be moving constantly while we're doing this.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to continue to burn your fat. And then obviously the more fat you burn, the lighter you're going to be, less stress on your joints and your bones. Mm-hmm. And then once we get that down to, like I said, maybe ballpark, and we'll figure out an actual definitive number, 375, we'll see if you can handle resistance training. If you can handle resistance training, we'll start doing that. Lean muscle will burn fat 24/7. It does way more, but you're going to look completely different. And that's where you get to do the whole scale versus the mirror thing.
Well, what are you guys doing? It's December 25th, and it is Merry Christmas time. Generally on Christmas, I usually do something along the lines of Carl Sagan, but this time I'm not going to be doing that. I wanted to kind of address some of the lack of videos. I know it kind of feels like it's off, and I looked, the last video I put up was actually fucking PKA, and it's like, it's almost time for PKA again. It's Crewcast time tonight. So, I want to go ahead and drop base and touch with you. I've been getting in with my trainer. We're working hard, and we've been working very hard, like 2.5, 3 hours a day, to try to get my weight under control. And the workouts are fantastic. They're great. I'm currently at 407.8, I think, this morning. The problem with is just the holidays, the eating, and the eating discipline. I've been having a hard trouble with eating discipline. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going out and buying McDonald's or anything. But I am purchasing my own food now. And one of the problems I have when I purchase my own food is there's always food in the house. For example, say I go out there and buy meat patties. I'll go buy 93 lean hamburger meat or something like that, and I'll make them into patties so I can eat without bread. Well, I'll end up fixing like 3 of them throughout the day. On top of that, I'll eat like a bowl of soup, and on top of that, my grandmother might cook like chicken bog or something. I'll eat that too. Even though I tell myself I'm not supposed to. These are challenges that I'm going to have to deal with. These are challenges that I'm currently dealing with the weight loss. But the workouts are fantastic. We're doing 4 days a week right now. I'm very sore. And I've been recording. I've been trying to figure out the best way to do it. And I figured the way I would like to do it. Because not every video can be like a montage collage with like different songs and things like that. But you know, just showing workout progress, you know, workout tips and things like that. So I figured I'd kind of break the video down into 3 parts. Have like a nutritional tip of the day from Drew. Have some sort of like, almost like vlog of how I feel about the day. And at the same time, show some of the workouts. Like even maybe showcase 1 workout per episode. Like right now we're doing what he likes to call the kickboxing routine, which it's not a total kickboxing routine, but it has something to do with boxing and knees at the same time. And I'm very proud that I can even do it. So, but, you know, being able to do that, and there's some other things that I couldn't do, like flutter kicks. I struggle so badly with flutter kicks, and it really messes with my lower back. And that's the beauty of things. And another thing is we started throwing in 2 days in a row, which after 2 days in a row, you don't really realize how fatigued your body is. Like, for example, walking. My best walk time so far has been 20 minutes and 20 seconds versus my worst time, which was like 21 minutes and 34 seconds. No matter how hard I push myself in a walk, I can't seem to get there. But for some reason, Drew feels that I am able to get like a sub 19-minute walk in eventually. But I just don't think I'm anywhere close to ready to that, because I feel like I'm pushing myself to the brink every time I walk. And my calves are burning. I'm showing signs of shin splints, which was what that specifically is the muscles on the front of your shins when you're walking are designed to take the same weight load as the calf muscle, and they'll kind of deteriorate and tear down if you overdo it for too long. And like I had the first signs of that, so. So it kind of has me concerned, because when I walk at a casual pace, which my worst time was a casual pace, it was like 21:30, and our best time, and the time we're looking to beat, is 22 minutes every time, 22 minutes and 3 seconds. So I've had to start putting in some jogging, like to get that 21:30 or 21:45, whatever it was. We ended up having to like sprint down the last, I don't know, 60 or 70 yards of it. Well, I call it sprint. Sprint for me, it's more like a light jog. But, and if that's the case, it's like, oh, man. But hopefully we're going to make some good videos. Hopefully they come out good. I have 2 workout sessions, Thursday and Friday. And hopefully by the end of Thursday we'll have at least 1 video up from it. So I'm planning on doing at least maybe 1, maybe 2 videos a day of the weight loss stuff. The Call of Duty stuff. It's not everybody's favorite. I'm going to kind of use it as background things. I'm not really going to try to teach anybody how to play. It's just the same stuff. I mainly play TDM. I've really been enjoying Clan Wars. We're currently the next Clan War is on the 1st of January. We're looking to win our 3rd straight Clan War. Hopefully the teams are going to get better in the Clan Wars themselves.
because I feel like you get stuck with a lot of teams that just don't have the heart. They make a team together and they're friends, they're all happy and stuff. Then you get stuck with 5, 6 teams that don't even have no interest in clan wars. They just want to level up their clan levels and things like that, and you end up facing nobody. That's what you end up doing, and that sucks. That does. But I figured I'd do an update video. Hope you guys have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. If you really like these videos, you want more videos of random topics, let me know in the comment section below. As always, leave a rate, and if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. We're going to change my life this year. It's going to happen. I'm sore right now. Be comfortable being uncomfortable. It's been your boy Wings of Redemption, and I'm Audi 5000. Alright. Hey guys, it's your boy Wings of Redemption, and I'm going to talk about video games today. I love video games. Video games have always been a huge part of my life, and every day that I wake up, I want to play some sort of video game. Lately, the game I've been obsessed about is Dead Space 3. With that being said, I want to go and harp on about something with Dead Space 3 that kind of affects everybody. Dead Space 3 is the third installment of the Dead Space series, obviously, because Dead Space 3. But Electronic Arts, the company that basically, publishes Dead Space 3, has put Dead Space 4 on hold because lack of sales. And more of these things happen. More and more companies are stopping series and stopping things entirely because they're not meeting expectations. Obviously, a game like Dead Space is not a game that appeals to a mass audience. Even as hard as you wanted to make it try, it just doesn't do it. It's a horror-based game, it's a third-person game, it's an action shooter, and it has a limited clientele. It's not going to be a blockbuster game that everybody goes out and buys and plays mindlessly, such as Call of Duty, as you can see right here. Call of Duty appeals to a wide audience because of how easy it is to pick up and how easy it is to play and how good it makes somebody feel with very small rewards. Let me point this out in an example. Skill-based matchmaking is in Call of Duty Ghost. How do I know this? Well, I went and played with my buddy Chuck. He's over at askacapper.com. He's a quadriplegic gamer. Well, one of the side effects of being a quadriplegic gamer is that you don't have the best stats. Your stats are horrible, and Chuck does not have really good stats. I think he has like a 0.5 KD. His favorite weapon is the IED. He has under a 1 win-loss. Plays by himself a lot, and most of his friends that play with him are terrible as well. I'm not trying to judge appeal that he's terrible, because he has to overcome something I probably couldn't do. His stats are probably better than what I could do if I couldn't use my hands. But actually, this game right here is one of the games I'm playing with him. For example, you can see his thing, AskCapper.com, right there. But everybody in this party was horrible, but me and Sage. Sage is like a 2.8, 2.9 player. I'm sitting around a 4 KD myself. But the lobby, we're all 0.4 KD players. And with that in its retrospect, bad players generally get put with other bad players. Well, let's not call them bad players. Let's call people that are down on their luck and not doing well at the game. They generally get put on the same planes as most people. Every now and then you get that odd game where you get stuck in with beasts like me, like this game, for example. They were just unprepared for the wrath that was going to happen to my tracker site, Honey Badger. And it shows right there. Like, I'm 29-1 right now, and like it's 3 minutes into the video. So games like Call of Duty appeal to that, whereas games like Dead Space, which is a third-person story, linear story, which is the games I prefer. I prefer a game like Resident Evil 6, a Resident Evil 5, a Dead Space 3, a co-op game where I can hang out with a buddy. They have good, challenging trophies, and I can just work on the trophies, work on the story, and work on getting better, and have some sort of strategy implemented into it. Love those type of games, so I love Dead Space 3. But not every game can be a AAA title. You can't set the benchmark as Call of Duty. Resident Evil 6 was another game that squandered an opportunity to make a great game because they wanted to appeal to a mass audience. Resident Evil 6 wanted to sell Call of Duty numbers. The creator of Resident Evil 6 said he wants to be Call of Duty in sales numbers, and that's not going to happen. How many people see Resident Evil and think, oh, that's a good time? No, they think fucking zombies. They think survival horror. You got the same thing with Dead Space. People that buy Dead Space are into the zombie survival horror thing. And Dead Space 3 didn't have a backlash kind of like Resident Evil 6 did, but it did have a backlash. because it took all the horror out, just like Resident Evil 6. Resident Evil 6 went straight action, over the top, put millions of dollars into it, almost bankrupted Capcom when Resident Evil 6 flopped. And I see the game as what it is. It's a great game. It's a fun game, but it's by no means what people have expectations of when they think of the Resident Evil series. And I think this is where companies are going wrong. And what I'm afraid of in the long run, I've made a video on this before, is what happens when companies realize they're not going to get that AAA money, or they're just going to give up. I talked about this on Painkiller already, how pre-orders are bad for gaming in itself, because if a game does not do well, pre-order wise, it could get canned, it could get scrapped early, because they start taking pre-orders like a year and a half in advance. How many times have you gone to GameStop and looked and you've seen games that you wanted to play only to realize these are promotional copies only? Why the hell are you trying to sell me a pre-order when the game doesn't come out for a fucking year, dude? Sell me a pre-order when the game comes out 2 weeks from now. I don't want to buy a year from now, because companies are getting this money and they're using this money to make the fucking game. It's ridiculous. It's they're getting money for making games that haven't came out yet. So people that are using their past experiences, Resident Evil 5 would be one of here, are buying games based on, yep, I like the last one, hopefully I like this one. And it's almost like a Kickstarter like esque, and I think it kills a lot of the creativity. I think it kills a lot of the games, even games that are going to be good. Let's say the pre-orders do really well for Dead Space 4, and they're only halfway through with it. Well, they got your fucking money. What is stopping them from sending a mediocre product from there on out? And like, you see this in games in itself. Like, take Call of Duty for example. You know when you pick up the SC-10 and it has that different reload animation? I know I hate the motherfucker myself, but that's the only gun that really has that different reload animation. Well, the Lynx has it too. Only a couple guns have a different reload animation. You know, little tweaks and twerks that happen in the game. And as the game goes on, have you ever realized, like, most games like Dead Space only attempt to be creepy in the first chapter or two of the game? Everything else is just straight up Gears of War shooter. I don't know. It's something to think about. I feel like games get rushed when they do well with pre-orders, and I feel like games that don't get enough pre-orders, they either get rushed to get it over with, or they get scrapped entirely. What do you guys think?
All right. What's going on, everybody? This is Drew Basilicato from Look Good, Feel Good Fitness, certified personal trainer, working here with Jordy Jordan.
Hey guys, we're going to go ahead and show you a couple of tricks or workouts that I've been doing lately. This is, what do we call this, Drew?
This is kickboxing cardio, boxing cardio, a little Muay Thai training, a little mix of everything.
Alright guys, hope you guys enjoy it. Alright, stop recording.
12, to make sure there's enough. 12. Alright, here we go.
Keep us in frame.
Good. Good. Keep it up. Oh, good. 5, 6, halfway. 7, good. Good. Sit down. 8, 9, 10. Stretch this. 4, 10. Last one. Get up. Good.
Hey guys, it's your boy Wings of Redemption, and I just want to kind of do a little vlog here on this one because of the workout stuff. We've mainly been doing boxing workouts. Look at me, I'm wasting away here. We've mainly been doing boxing workouts, and I don't want to show the same stuff over and over and over again because it's really repetitious. So I'm trying to make almost like montage-like videos. But going into January, we're going to be starting to do the gym kind of work. So there might be swimming pools involved. the closer we get to summer and things like that. So we're going to start doing the gym work and start doing things like that. We're trying to get me to 375 before we start doing weight training. So the gym work's going to be ellipticals and bikes and maybe a little bit of resistance training, maybe a little bit of leg weights, things like that. We're unsure now, but right now we've been strictly working on nutrition and diet and just cardio, staying aerobic, keeping my heart rate up. And there's been big breakthroughs, and there have been kind of big setbacks at the same time. Breakthrough-wise, my heart is 100% healthy. My beats per minute has lowered from 95 to almost 75 to 80 resting. And that's more along the lines of normal. So it's getting used to working the weight. My body more easily breathes. My cardio is going through the roof. I don't want to do wide bursts, but by the time I leave Kyle's house, I could box for like 10 minutes. Well, now I'm up to boxing to like an hour and 10 minutes. Lots of cardio increase. Lots of things like that. Motor skills are getting better. You'll see in the video, I'll even show you like a clip from day 3, which the second clip was actually from the end of the first week, which was probably day 6 or 7. And you can see like just the increase. So you notice the beard change because I actually had a grooming there. But you'll notice that, and you'll see the hand-eye coordination is there. The pops are getting better, getting more coordinated, wasting away, losing inches. There's only been one setback, and I want to kind of start vlogging about that setback in itself. I know these videos are kind of far apart from people's liking, but mainly because I don't want to go over the same stuff over and over again. But lately I've had an injury, and so I don't deter myself, I went to one of these. This is a knee brace. What it does is it supports it's sweaty, but it supports the right knee. What happened was with improper form while boxing, I was dragging my right ankle, my right heel, going into power shots, up at the uppercut or like this. I'm trying to rotate my hip, and when I rotate my hip, I'm taking all this mass with me, and it was torquing my knee. So my right knee got really sore. So I'm starting to do when I do the workouts now, I'm doing it in the knee brace. As a big saying, like, this isn't going to stop me, this isn't going to deter me. Whereas normally, hurting myself would have shut down this thing. No, this is going to be the year. I'm no longer going to be fat after 2014. And that's the promise I made to myself. Video-wise, I haven't been doing a whole lot, but that's another story. Hopefully that pick up. I'm hopefully going to start doing vlogs. I'm hopefully going to record more and start showing more of my daily routine. And we're going to pick up. We're going into 2014 strong. I just wanted to go and touch base with you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for your continued support. And all this is possible because of you.